Meghan just dropped. I don't know how to do this. You're looking at that. I don't know how to. I'm doing this video because I have to, but I couldn't stop laughing doing this. But okay, I have to say this. I have to do this. Meghan dropped a new as ever promo video on Monday afternoon, and the entire internet had the same reaction inside 9 minutes. The video is sold to the audience as a marmalade campaign or whatever she is selling. It's not marmalade, it's jam, right? Okay. But the audience, everyone, saw something else. The internet by Monday evening had landed on a single comparison the brand team did not approve in the kitchen meeting. A Saturday midnight Cinemax movie from the 1990s. I saw quite a few of those. A soft focus feel about jam, and a question the comments section has been turning over for 48 hours straight. In so many words, what is next on the As Ever website? The OnlyFans page? So yeah, today we are covering the As Ever marmalade porno promo. The audience is comparing to a late night cable movie. The Doria Mother's Day silence the British press has been working overtime on. The Disneyland carousel that retrofitted a Mickey Mouse hand kiss into a Mother's Day tribute. The Centibale, the defamation case that just went formally live on the High Court Register. The Norfolk Magistrates Court trial date now locked in for the masked man chase from last week. And the briefing campaign Charles' office has now answered with a single line about who is and is not allowed to set the agenda for any future sausage conversation. Welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Let's get down to it, shall we? Let me start with the video, because the staging, this is something else. The post landed on Monday afternoon across 3 accounts: Meghan's own Instagram, the As Ever official channel, and the asever.com homepage. Dialogue-free, smooth, ambient, instrumental. A series of cinematic vignettes built to sell 2 new fruit spread products, an orange marmalade and a raspberry preserve. So far, so brand catalog, and then the actual shot list landed and the comments section took it from there. Yeah, shot 1, Meghan, barefoot, sitting cross-legged on the kitchen countertop, reading it up. But do something. I don't know what she's doing. Shot 2, Meghan in a floor-length ivory halter-neck gown with an open bag, identified by the fashion press inside 90 minutes as her own Stella McCartney's second wedding dress, worn barefoot, oversized cream blazer over the top, whatever. Glass of brewed champagne in hand. And shot 3, Meghan in a Merlot color Haiti Merrick slip dress, the V-neckline, black shoulder bows, pouring glass of As Ever brewed in a cup in slow motion. Shot 4, slow motion close-up of a single raspberry going into a mouth. No. This is, I don't know. This is not something I should be analyzing, but here we are. So the fashion press classified the slip dress shot in its own copy as the lingerie style trend. The internet by Monday evening had a different classification. The reel is selling jam, allegedly. The shot list is selling the woman pouring the jam. And the line that has been circulating across X, Reddit, and the British comment sections for 48 hours is the line of a commentator first floated about her 2 years ago. What is left for the brand to monetize after this? An OnlyFans page? So, the setting is the kitchen. The styling is the bridal suite. The marketing is the marmalade. And the spitting image got there first, by the way, calling the entire ranch woke marmalade in last week's segment. The As Ever brand is the same brand that Netflix divested from in March, leaving roughly $10 million of unsold tea boxes and baking mixes in the inventory column. The same brand whose chief jam supplier got dragged through a Tom Bauer NDA scandal in the spring. Yeah, that's Pick Meghan. The relaunch of the audience is now staring at is a rebrand of the rebrand. I have lost count of Meghan's reinventions. I remember that video of Taz. Big shout out to Taz, by the way. And the reach for the bridal gown lighting on a marmalade jar is the most honest admission the brand team has ever published. When the candle stops moving, you hand the camera operator the slip dress. And speaking of staging, let me tell you about the post that did not land on Sunday morning. Mother's Day landed in California on May the 10th. There was no Instagram post for Doria Ragland on Meghan's grid. There was no Instagram post for Doria Ragland on the As Ever account. There was no statement. There was no carousel. What did land on the As Ever shelf at sunrise was a fresh pair of $64 signature candles named after Archie and Lily's birthday, cropped onto the e-commerce store on the morning the rest of the Western world dedicates to thanking its mothers. The mother who spent 18 years raising the founder of As Ever, or that's what we have been told, did not get a sentence on the founder's grid. The founder's two children got a wax cylinder apiece on the founder's checkout page. That is nice. The Royal Observer ran the headline by Sunday afternoon. Silence speaks volumes. And the British lifestyle press has been picking up a separate thread all weekend. Multiple American outlets working through the She Knows wire are now reporting that Doria has moved out of Montecito Manor altogether. She's not there. And the framing the sources are giving the lifestyle press is, in effect, very different ideas about parenting between mother and daughter. I can only guess Doria's parenting style. Not going to elaborate on that. I know that my attorneys have me on a speed dial. Jesus, what are you talking about? But well, the relationship the brand has spent 6 years selling on Oprah, on Netflix, and across every sausage interview as proof of an unbreakable mother-daughter bond is, on the morning of the most photographed family occasion of the year, conducted by absence, I guess, which brings us to the post that did land 24 hours later with the receipts already filed. Meghan published a Disneyland carousel on her Instagram on Monday, framed by the caption as an extension of the Mother's Day weekend. The first slide is Meghan and Doria in matching Mickey Mouse ears kissing on the cheek. The other slides are Harry and Archie in matching navy outfits and baseball caps for Archie's 7th birthday, and Lily in a floral dress meeting Aurora and Cinderella at the castle line. And the slide every royal correspondent on duty pulled out as the official Mother's Day tribute to Doria Ragland is the one Hello ran on the morning of the 12th. Mickey Mouse in costume, you have to imagine it. I'm not going to subject you to this. Mickey Mouse in costume kissing Doria's hand at the meet and greet robe. That is the Mother's Day tribute. The character actor at the theme park in a foam globe kissing the grandmother's hand on a Monday afternoon after the brand team realized the absence of a Sunday post had become the Sunday story. Yeah, that's why they say that sometimes silence speaks volumes. So the carousel is the damage control retrofit. The Mickey kiss is the apology, and the simplest reading is the right one. The sausage operation forgot Mother's Day. The sausage operation noticed the silence on the wires by Sunday evening. And, well, the sausage operation booked the theme park, ran the camera, posted the carousel, and signed Doria's tribute through the foam globe of a costume character actor on Main Street, USA. Now, let me tell you what landed on the High Court register the British press has been picking through this morning. The Centebale defamation case is no longer a press release. The case is officially filed and live on the High Court Register under the title Centebale versus the Duke of Sausages. You know that it's not an official name, but here, you understand how are things around here. The Duke of Sausages and another lodged on the 24th of March 2026 and made public on the 10th of April. The gingerbread is now formally a defendant. The co-defendant is former trustee Mark Dyer. The action is a Part 7 libel claim. The framing is the charity has put on the public-facing case file is that Centibal needs court protection and restitution against what its chair, Dr. Sophie Chandauka, has been calling on the wires a coordinated adverse media campaign running since late March 2025. In effect, the charity Harry co-founded 20 years ago to honor the memory of his mother is suing him in open court for what his camp said about the chair when he resigned as patron. Harry's spokesperson on the record this week has categorically rejected the substance of the claim. The same spokesperson has also flagged the inconvenient counter receipt the charity is going to have to address before a trial date is set. Charitable funds in the spokesperson framing are now being used to pursue legal action against the people who built and supported the operation for the better part of 2 decades. So the receiving end of the legal fees, in plain language, is the donor base, whose money is supposed to be paying for HIV programs for children in Southern Africa. So the August 2025 Charity Commission inquiry, the one we have covered on this channel before, found no widespread bullying on either side and criticized the governance of every party in the dispute. That finding is the floor the charity is now litigating off. Now, there is on a London courtroom docket a libel claim where the founder of the charity as the named defendant on the donor base of Southern African HIV programs as the people whose money is paying the running costs of the action. And meanwhile, what a mess. Meanwhile, in Norfolk, the country lane chase from Wolverton last week produced its first courtroom calendar this morning. Alex Jenkinson, 39, the man arrested at the scene with what the police describe as an offensive weapon, appeared at Kings Lynn Magistrates Court on Friday, May the 8th. He pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of using threatening, abusive, or insulting words and behavior toward, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He pleaded guilty to a 3rd charge of failing to provide a blood specimen. He appeared remotely on the morning with his arm in a sling and was bailed on conditions including remaining outside the country of Norfolk and a 500-meter exclusion zone around Sandringham, Buckingham Palace, Balmoral, Windsor, and Highgrove. Although, to be fair, staying away from Andrew Mountbatten Windsor shouldn't be that difficult, by the way. Again, the trial date has now been locked in, the 29th of July 2026. At Westminster Magistrates Court. And the line every royal correspondent in the country has been waiting 2 months to print is the one leading the morning's reporting. Andrew himself is expected to give evidence. Okay. The first time the former Duke of York will be on the witness stand in a British courtroom in the post-Epstein era is the morning of the 29th of July in central London in a public courtroom on the public record. The chase up the lane was the news cycle of the week. The witness stand on the 29th of July is the news cycle of the summer. So let me close off the briefing the Royal Observer and the Reality TV Wire have been carrying since Monday morning. The reconciliation narrative. The sausage cab has spent the back half of April pushing through Clarence House has, on the Royal Observer's read, hit a wall. The wall, in the briefing's specifics, was Charles' state visit to the United States and the Trump welcome on the South Lawn, the one in which the President of the United States looked at the camera and asked the king to give his regards to the wife without naming her, and then declined on the public record to seat Harry on any guest list for the trip. And the receiving end of that signal on Monday morning was a household that has now been told through Theo Rycroft's office in plain language that Charles wants any future conversation conducted father to son and not father to daughter-in-law. Ooh, that hurts. In so many words, no orders from methane on the agenda, please. The sausage Anne is reportedly now pushing for a private Balmoral meeting this summer using the new Portugal villa as a European base for an extended August stay. That request lives on the same desk as the part-time working royal pitch the British press has been carrying for a fortnight. The desk is the king's. The desk is, not answering. And the parallel pitch the Mirror US has been carrying about a Suits reunion movie in advanced talks with Universal Pictures has produced its first formal denial. E-News flatly reporting on Monday that Meghan is not returning for the Suits movie. One desk in California currently hoping the British press carries the reunion line long enough for the Universal accountants to pick the phone back up. You know how this works. But again, let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.